Beluga whales in the St. Lawrence rivers and how its PBDEs, concentration, and other chemicals affect them. There are contaminants in the water around the entire world, and there is no shortage of field studies detailing the effects and and how they are passed down through multiple generations. In the St. Lawrence River, where I'm studying, the beluga whale is affected quite a lot. The beluga whale is a moderately sized whale with smaller flippers, tail, and no dorsal fin, meaning that they have an unfused vertebrae, so there's more neck maneuverability. This is helpful in rivers to make sure they don't get stuck or to hunt in areas where usually they couldn't. Belugas are able to distribute in a wide range of habitat, more than other Arctic animals due to its blubber layer. This means that they can spend summer months in estuaries, such as in the James Bay or Hudson Bay, but they can also go to Greenland or Baffin Islands, even up to Russia or Alaska. The last population estimate was done in 2019, and using previous data of growth, the total abundance estimated was between 20 and 71,000, and some cannot be accounted for remoteness, but the population is at equilibrium, but if this continues, it will worsen. In the past, belugas were affected by fisheries, but due to their maneuverability, they weren't always hugely affected. But it's not just the fisheries that affected them directly, there's also important food taken. But noise pollution and toxic chemicals were some of the bigger problems. Belugas have been permanently changed, beluga habitats have been permanently changed by the pollution, and they're being passed down into younger generations. This is certainly due to human and industrial dumping. Samples from the Chattanooga monitoring station had the highest concentrations of lanuron, metacolour, and metasburin, and these three are herbicides commonly used on crops, and they are found in 80% of the samples taken. While many of the chemical samples aren't as concentrated as they used to be, they are still unacceptable levels. And there's also metals such as cadmium, copper, iron, and arsenic, which have been increasing. And they're all prevalent in the river system. PFAs and PBDEs are as well, and their lasting effects prove to be troubling due to their difficulty to remove. Beluga whales in the St. Lawrence River system have been affected by dangerous chemicals for decades now. HVRs and PBDEs are used for a variety of things, HVR specifically for upholstering furniture, and PBDEs are known as around the world now for their quick bioaccumulation in food webs and creating adverse health effects. The effects hit the calves the most, and specifically in vitro and in vivo, they have shown exposure to PBDEs is associated with a nervous system, reproduction, and endocrine development problems. The calves will grow up with numerous health issues or die before they are even born, and this can create a very quick bottleneck. Moreover, the St. Lawrence estuary belugas were found to exhibit blubber concentrations of PBDEs that were among the greatest in the entire world. Bioaccumulation of chemicals through the generation makes recovery incredibly hard for these animals. Without proper recovery, the belugas will lose their faculties over time from disease. Causes of death were assigned to the infectious disease category for 32% of the belugas examined. There has been evidence as well found that severe sores and wounds are not healing and are becoming infected with pathogenic bacteria, meaning that some chemicals are leaching into their bodies and affecting their own immune systems. Fortunately, it's not the only way the immune systems are being attacked, as 37% of all the tumors reported in cetaceans were observed in the St. Lawrence belugas. The ability to take care of calves has gone down significantly as well, as milk production was compromised at 41% of mature females in the study. The unfortunate fate does not only come from cancers, but again from other powerful chemicals such as benzopyrene, powerful carcinogen that has been repeatedly detected in sediment, and is able to bind to the genome of these animals. Although the chemicals have been stopped being dumped as wildly, the contamination of the whales has stayed the same. But the present study showed that blubber concentrations of PBDEs have remained stable in St. Lawrence belugas between 1997 and 2013, showing that these chemicals don't reduce with time and are a lifetime issue. The sediment around these animals is packed with the chemicals, and while some operations, such as Hamilton Harbor, Randall Reef construction project, have worked to remove contaminated sediment, they are very expensive, costing large amounts, as Randall Reef costed $140 million. Some operations have begun, such as the Cornwall Front, that help monitor and prevent further damage to the sediment and keep the community safe using providing metrics for swimming and fishing. And it's a beneficial change, but without larger scale projects, the problem will only be worse. The lack of data surrounding PBDEs and how they will react in the environment is worrisome. Without a proper understanding of the reactions that could take underwater, serious pollution can take place. It is a major knowledge gap to understand the debromination process that these chemicals undergo in practical situations, such as chemicals being hydrolyzed, totalized, or decomposed in water particles, or can they be metabolized by marine organisms? And what if? Are the resultant products worse than before, or something entirely different yet to be exposed? The dangers of chemicals are not fully known, and the test agents are innocent marine creatures. The St. Lawrence belugas have been majorly affected by the dumping of contaminants into their water. From the targeting of calves in vitro to being a major tumor source, these chemicals bioaccumulate quickly and are difficult to treat. Helpful community projects have come to assist in the cleanup, but with the large uncertainty of the effects of PBDEs, how it will break down in waters, the St. Lawrence is in jeopardy. Many combination of unknown process and harmful effects makes it very important to be researched more, as it could become a larger problem for humans. And again, if nothing is done to remove these chemicals, the belugas populations will continue to suffer more.